Hi, welcome to Fix That Format. I'm Pamela. I teach the computer classes at the Arlington Heights Job Center. Some of you may have been in class with me. Since we can't meet face-to-face, I've put together a video series focused on fixing some of the common resume layout problems in Microsoft Word. This particular series of videos is about getting your document ready for printing or posting, cleaning it up with spell check. It's not the most exciting part of working in Word, but it's certainly very necessary. Okay, in this series of 3 videos, we're going to discuss reviewing a document with spell check. The second video is going to be focused on printing a document, the settings for printing. And the third video is going to be about various options for saving a Word file. I hope you'll join me for all 3. In this third video, we're going to take a look at some of the options for saving a file, different file types, and how to set up a free account for Office Online. Normally, saving a file isn't a big issue, but when it comes to saving your resume, it can get more complicated than usual. Whenever you save a file, the computer needs to know what type of file it is. So you may have noticed that if you save photos on your computer, they have the extension JPG or JPEG added to the file name. That extension just tells the computer that it's a particular type of photo file. The same is true in Word. Since Word 2007, the default extension for Word documents is .docx. Previous to 2007, it was just .doc. For most documents in Word, you can simply save it as the default, docx. But you might want to save a resume in several different formats, since different employers may ask for specific file types. So let's take a look. There are 3 things to consider when you save any file in Windows: what you want to name the file, where you want to store the file, and what type of file you are saving. To save a file, you head for the File button up here. I'm going to click that. And this takes you to what's called Backstage. Now, Microsoft plays around with the order of these commands a little bit, so yours might not be in exactly the same place. But I can see down here, Save and Save As. Remember that if it's a brand new document that's never been saved before, or you're making another copy of an already saved document, then you need Save As. And that's what I'm going to click on. When I click on Save As, I then can decide where I'm going to put this. I'm going to click on Browse, and that's going to take me into Save As. Remember then, when you get into Save As, you need to make sure that the program is going to store your file where you want it to. Now, let's say that I want to put it on the desktop. So I'm going to come over here and click on Desktop, because what you see up here is where it's going to end up. So you want to double check that to make sure you know where it's going. Down here at the bottom, here's the file name, and that's totally up to you. There are certain characters that you can't put into a file name, like question marks and things like that. But other than that, pretty much name it whatever you want to name it. So I'm going to call this Sample. And then the thing we're really talking about here, which is what type of file. So as you can see, the default, in other words, if you don't change it, this is the type of file it will be saved as, is a Word document with an extension docx. Now, it's been docx since 2007, but you may have heard that for your resume, you should save it as an older version. So I'm going to come down here to the drop-down, and right underneath it says Word 97 2003 DOC. So it's a good idea to save your resume as an older file type, because it's always easier to open up older types in newer versions than the reverse. So I'm going to select that. And then I would just go ahead and complete my save. Another popular file type is a PDF, and that's also listed here. So Word will do that for you. You just want to remember that once it becomes a PDF, it's no longer a Word document, so you have to treat it a little bit differently. Don't save it first as a PDF, just first save it as a regular Word document, and then you can come back and make another copy as a PDF. It's not difficult exactly, but you do have to be a little bit careful about where it is you're saving it, what type of file it is, and of course, naming it something that you can remember. The type of saving I was just talking about was saving a file to a computer's hard drive or like a USB drive. But you also have the option to store files in the cloud, which just means the internet. If you are using a fairly recent version of Word 2013 or newer, you'll notice that when you go to Save As, so I'm going to go back up here to File and choose Save As, it's going to offer me this option that says OneDrive. Now, you might think to yourself, well, isn't that something I have to pay for? Not necessarily. Anybody can get a free account that gives you some storage on OneDrive, but even more importantly, it gives you access to the free web versions of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So if you don't have a computer, or you have a computer and you don't have Office, this is a great way to be able to practice these programs. You can create your resume online, you can edit it, and you can store it, all with this free account. So I'm going to take a minute here and show you how to do that. The easiest way to set up this account is to go to outlook.com. And you're thinking to yourself, well, isn't that email? It is, but really you just think of it as a way to get to your account. And when you get to down at the bottom, it says create a free account. So you just have to go ahead and set it up. You don't have to use it for email. I don't myself, I use Google, but it's a really good way just to remind yourself about how to get into OneDrive. So once you get your account set up, then when you come here, you'll sign in. So I'm going to take a moment here and do that. So here I am. I've logged into Outlook. And I mention this because many people have said to me, okay, I set up my account, and now what? What you're looking for is the app launcher, which is up here in the left corner. It's easy to miss, so you kind of got to keep your eye out. When I click on that, then it shows me access to all these programs. So Word, here's your OneDrive storage area. And I encourage you to do this not only just for personal reasons, but many companies have moved to using Office 365, which takes advantage of OneDrive because you can share files through OneDrive and you can collaborate. So it's a win-win. You get this free account and these free programs, and you also get a chance to get acquainted with OneDrive. So I really encourage you to do it. So to round up, remember that you can specify a file type when you save the document in Word. You may want to save your resume as a DOC rather than the default docx. And you can set up a free online OneDrive account for access to the free web version of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. This is the third and final video of this series. Check out video 1 to look at spell check options in Word, and video 2 for info and printing. Thanks again. See you soon.